YouTube channels are getting banned left and right, and there are some YouTube niches that you need to avoid no matter what. However, what most people don't know is that it's actually easy to avoid getting banned, and that today it's also easier than ever to start a YouTube channel and make money with it. My name is Razvan Paraschiv, and if you are a creator using AI to make your videos or you're running a faceless YouTube channel, you need to watch this video. I've personally run faceless YouTube channels for the past 5 years, got millions of subscribers, made millions of dollars in AdSense revenue. But what's happening right now with the new AI algorithm, it's completely different than anything we've ever seen before. So today, I'm going to show you exactly what niches you need to avoid, why these terminations are happening, and most importantly, how to keep your channel safe so you don't wake up one day with your channel being banned. Look, I've been seeing a lot of videos lately about how YouTube is terminating thousands of channels, how the algorithm has changed, how AI detection is going nuclear. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first started seeing these headlines, I wanted to understand what's actually happening. So I looked at the data, I looked at what's happening in our community, and here's what I found. Yes, there have been some cases of demonetization, a few channels in our community as well that got flagged. But here's the interesting part. Every single one of them was in a gray area. They were right on the edge of, is this allowed or not? And in every case where the channel was actually adding value, where they had real scripts, real editing, real content, we won the appeal. We got the monetization back and it was reinstated. So what's really going on here? The truth is, YouTube hasn't suddenly decided to wage war on creators. What's changed is their detection technology. Thanks to AI, YouTube can now cast a wider net. They're catching channels that were previously sleeping through the cracks. And here's the thing, they're using a guilty until proven innocent approach on more channels, unfortunately. Which means that if you are in a gray area, you might get flagged, you might get demonetized, and then you have to appeal. Now, the problem is that the appeal process also seems to be driven by AI, which is definitely an issue. But here's my take, the best way to solve a problem is to prevent it. Don't be in risky niches, don't be in areas where you are on the verge of violating YouTube's terms of service. I'm going to show you the niches you need to avoid, but before I go into specific niches, I need to explain something that most people don't understand. The reason we're seeing more cases of termination and demonetization is simple. YouTube just changed how they detect these violations. They're now using AI to scan the content based on a set of prompts. And if YouTube's AI thinks you violate their TOS, you get flagged. Now, here's where it gets tricky. YouTube's terms of service have always been clear and relatively in-depth. In fact, I highly recommend you read them. You can go here to read them, we'll put it up on the screen. But even though the terms are clear, there is still some room for interpretation. And whatever there is room for interpretation, some people are going to believe that something is allowed, and some people are going to believe that it's not allowed. Before, YouTube wasn't really paying attention to these gray areas. They didn't have the technology to catch everything. But now, with the AI detection, they can scan content at scale, probably in just seconds. And they've decided to be more strict about how they interpret their own rules. So by default, more people are going to end up getting flagged. Now, I want to be very clear about something. This is not a danger for the entirety of YouTube. I don't think normal creators, people showing their face on camera like I am right now, are going to have an issue. I don't think media companies like Business Insider, Veritasium, or Vox, channels with real production value, are going to have an issue. The channels that are at risk are the ones that are still in gray areas, the ones that were maybe taking advantage of somewhat unclear rules. And here's my honest opinion on this. I think the fear is not necessarily justified. I think it's more just uninformed. If everybody read the terms of service, if everybody understood what YouTube wants and how content works, there wouldn't really be any fear. It would be very clear what you can do and what you cannot do. And even if it's not very clear, always err on the side of this is allowed. Don't push it. Now, let's talk about the specific niches you definitely need to avoid, and I'm gonna start with the most obvious one. Number 1, AI compilations. Now, these channels seem very appealing, especially if you're new or you want to move very fast. This is where you generate some AI footage, slap some AI voiceover on a software that you found on a YouTube tutorial on top of it, and then you can crank out a bunch of these videos extremely quickly. But here's the problem, there's no real added value. And here's a simple test, rule of thumb that I like to use. If everybody else on planet Earth can create the same video with extreme ease, that is probably not enough added value. Think about it. If you can generate a video in 10 minutes using ChatGPT and some AI image generator, so can everyone else. YouTube knows this and they're cranking down on it. Now, on the contrary, if you write a script and you use AI to help you write it, but it's a 20-minute script with commentary, with value, with numbers, with research, that probably takes you an hour or two to write. At that point, yeah, somebody else can still use the same tools, but they're most likely going to use them differently. The script is definitely going to be different, and that's where you start adding value. And similar with the footage, if you just go on Google, take a bunch of images and stick them together, that's probably going to get flagged. But instead, if you take the footage and you edit it according to the script, if you make the video editing a visual representation of the script, it's most likely going to end up being unique. So what you don't want to do is just use AI the lazy way and just post it. You might get monetized in the short term, but definitely you won't stay monetized for the long term. Now, the second issue you need to avoid, I actually have personal experience with. Number 2, the make money online niche. I started in this niche on YouTube. My very first Faceless channel 5 years ago was called Capitalist. We used to make videos on random websites that would allow you to earn money in many different ways. We covered what worked, what didn't, and the thumbnails and the titles were very clickbait. But the niche was way less strict 5 years ago. I wouldn't start a similar channel today, and as a matter of fact, I did some research before this video, and all of my competitors I had back then either are no longer active on YouTube or completely pivoted their content strategy. Even one of my channels today, Mr. Money, where we post website tutorials, like how you can use different websites, what websites pay you affiliate deals, how to use AI, etc. Even on this channel, we've seen an increased amount of videos being flagged, so we've decided to make the videos safer and safer. Because YouTube is definitely getting more strict, and I actually think it's going to continue in this direction. Now, here's the thing. I don't think that making money online is completely banned, but you need to be very careful about how you position yourself in these niches. You don't want to make promises, you don't want to say things like make $1,000 a day guaranteed or anything like that. Because YouTube is looking at titles and thumbnails, and if you're promising people specific amounts of money, that's a red flag off the bat. If you're in this niche, here's my advice. Focus on education, not promises. Focus on showing people how to build a real business, not how to make quick money. And be very careful with your thumbnails. And don't exaggerate, don't make claims you cannot back up. If you do that, I think you can still succeed in this niche, but you need to be smart about it. Next, the third niche is the most popular one, and you've probably seen it all around the internet, on TikTok, on Instagram, it's everywhere. I'm talking about AI slop channels. If you just go to some AI video generator, generate a footage and upload it to YouTube, that is obviously not going to get monetized. You might get a bunch of views, you might get a bunch of impressions on short form specifically. I'm sure we've all seen those videos. But if you want to make money, if you want to build a real channel that's going to make you real money for years to come, it's just not enough. You need to create real content. And here's the setup I recommend if you actually want to use AI as much as possible. You write a script yourself using AI, or you have someone write the script and they're using AI to help. Then you can generate a voiceover using 11 Labs. But when it comes to video editing, it's not enough to just generate some footage and stitch it together. You actually need to edit. And look, I'm personally not a professional video editor. I haven't edited a video end-to-end in the 5 years I've been doing Faceless YouTube. But I've always hired editors to do it for me, and I've never had problems. Because if you hire someone to edit a video who knows how to do it and has experience doing it for a similar channel to yours, big caveat there, you are going to be safe. Now, when it comes to thumbnails, there are a lot of software tools that can generate thumbnails for you right now. You can definitely use them, but personally, because I think thumbnails are very important in the packaging of a video, I like to hire a proper thumbnail designer. Someone who's done thumbnails before, who understands what's working and what's not working. And here, listen, it's not about the design, right? It's not about how it looks, it's about how it's gonna perform. I usually pay these people anywhere between $5 and $10 per thumbnail, and that's pretty much the setup. Script and voice, you can use AI. Video, I would definitely hire someone unless you know how to make great edits yourself. And thumbnails, you can use AI in some niches, especially if they're easy, but I personally delegate this as well. Now, the fourth niche is very profitable, but has become significantly risky recently. I'm talking about news and politics. We've had some cases in our community when right around 2024, there was a boom of channels. I've seen a lot of channels in this niche make a lot of money, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars just in the span of a couple of months. But unfortunately, once the big events was over, YouTube became much more strict, and a lot of channels got taken down. Because unfortunately, they were willingly or unwillingly positioning themselves on one side or the other while attacking the other side, right? We don't want to start a Faceless channel to go into politics. We want to start a Faceless channel to generate some income, right? So you can obviously see how this is a gray area. So similarly, I wouldn't recommend a channel in this niche if you want to have a channel and you want to make consistent income for the long term. I think it's just too risky. YouTube is very sensitive about political content, and with AI detection, they can now catch things that they couldn't catch before, which makes this, again, pretty hard to do in my opinion. Now, the last niche you need to avoid is one that a lot of people ask me about: celebrity drama and gossip. Now look, I think celebrity channels are good overall. I don't think they're really in danger. But here's one thing you need to be very careful about: extreme exaggeration. Not only in the thumbnails, which is okay, you can make a little bit of clickbait, but you don't want to basically alter the events. You don't want to make it seem through the video, through the title, through the thumbnail, that a celebrity did something or said something that didn't actually happen in reality. I think that's definitely dangerous territory. Now, there are channels that have been around for many years and are still going. A good example I like here is a channel called Anna Whoop, where they've added a character and kind of comment on the events that are happening. They're taking a third-party approach to it, which I think is genius. Especially because AI is now much cheaper and much easier to use. If I were to start a celebrity channel, I would definitely make sure I have something extra. Not just some Twitter threads compiled with some narration on top of it. I would maybe add a character or a little bit more personality to the channel to make sure that I'm on the safe side. So those are the 5 main issues you need to be careful about. But now, let me show you how to stay safe. And this applies whether you're already in one of those niches or you're just getting started right now. The first thing you need to understand is this: YouTube incentives are aligned with yours. They want great content that gets a lot of views so they can sell advertisers and make money. The problem appears when you're in a gray area, when YouTube's AI can't tell if your content is adding value or not. So here's how to make sure you're always on the good side. Number 1, read the terms of service. I know it's boring, I know it's long, but if you're serious about YouTube, you need to read it. Number 2, add real value. If everyone else can create the same video with extreme ease, you're not adding enough value, you run the risk of getting demonetized. But if your video requires research, scripting, editing, creativity, you're all good. Number 3, use AI as a tool, not a replacement. AI can help you write scripts, AI can help you generate voiceovers, and AI can help you find footage for your video editing. But AI should not replace the production value. It should be a tool that can help you create content faster and more affordable, which is great. Number 4, hire a team. If you're not a video editor, hire one. If you're not a thumbnail designer with experience and you don't want to become one, hire one. This is not just about staying safe from the algorithm and not getting demonetized. It's also about saving time and creating better content, in my opinion. And finally, number 5, if it happens, if you get unlucky and you get flagged, appeal. If you're actually adding value, if you're actually following the rules and you get demonetized, which unfortunately can still happen here and there in rare cases, just appeal it. Write a good explanation on exactly why you're adding value and how you're doing it. Show your entire process and you should be good. You should get your channel reinstated. Now, guys, I want to leave you with one final thought. I see a lot of fear out there right now. I see a lot of people worried about their channels being terminated, but here's the truth. This is not the end of YouTube. This is not the end of faceless channels. In fact, I think this is actually a good thing because YouTube is getting rid of low quality content. They're getting rid of the AI slop. That means less competition for you and I. If you're willing to do things the right way, if you're willing to put in the effort, you're going to have a massive advantage because most people are just going to give up. Most people are going to think it's over. But it's far from over in my opinion, it's just getting started. Our community right now gets over 120 million views per month and makes over $500,000 in AdSense revenue combined. And we've barely been affected by these changes. Now, if you want my help with Faceless YouTube, just DM me the word channel on Instagram and let's talk.